Hey, did you know that Captain America the First Avenger is actually, not counting the black and white serials, the third attempt at putting the story of Captain America on the big screen? It's true. In 1979, CBS aired two made-for-TV movies starring schlock movie superstar Reb Brown. They pretty much sucked as hard as you think they would. In 1990, Matt Salinger put on the star-spangled costume for a movie that was shot in Yugoslavia and never officially released in America, so you know that one was a winner. But despite all the shaky starts in 2011 in conjunction with the massive Avengers project, Marvel Studios decided to try again. So the question remains, how's the movie? For starters, the movie plays out as a pretty damn faithful reimagining of Cap's origin story. After being deemed unfit for military service, Steve Rogers volunteers for a top-secret super soldier program run by the mysterious Dr. Abraham Erskine. Due to sabotage, Steve ends up as the only successful super soldier and the only one who can hope to stop the evil Red Skull, a Nazi super scientist hoping to harness the power of mysterious and magical Norse relics, some of which may seem very familiar to those of you out there who have been paying attention to the Marvel movies up until now. The movie's director, Joe Johnston, is probably best known in nerd circles as being the man who brought us The Rocketeer, and trust me, when you see the overall design of this movie, you'll know exactly why he was the perfect choice to helm this project. On the acting side of things, Chris Evans owns the role of both Steve Rogers and Captain. Evans, in my opinion, had always been a fun supporting actor, but I never in my life thought I would see him rise to the occasion and play a hero on this level. Plus, you gotta remember that even before this guy becomes a superhero, he's so pure, so good, and so noble, he very well could have come off sounding like Ned Flanders, but you know what? He never does, and that's a very good thing. Because let's face facts, at the end of the day, there is always something inherently silly about a man running around in a flag costume. Captain America could have been a very silly movie, but the whole thing is presented so straightforward without a hint of irony, and you know what? It works. It actually works. The action scenes are everything we've come to expect from a Marvel superhero movie. Lots of fistfights, lots of chase scenes, some pretty cool tank stuff, and a lot of fun to be had with the iconic shield. And if you love nerdy references, this movie does not disappoint. Oh, and I just don't mean the comic book references, and don't get me wrong, there's plenty of them. But there are some moments in this movie ripped right out of Raiders, and if you like that sort of thing, then you're in for a special treat. While the main story is good and the action scenes are pretty nice, especially the one at the very end, my favorite part of this movie has to be the supporting cast. Haley Atwell plays Peggy Carter, Cap's love interest and easily the most capable and likable female character in any Marvel movie to date. Tommy Lee Jones is on hand as Colonel Chester Phillips, who when he's not delivering exposition gets easily the biggest laughs in the entire movie. Marvel movies in the past have always battled trying to balance comedy and drama together, but I think in Captain America they do the best job of balancing the two. Special note should also be paid to Sebastian Stan as Bucky Barnes, who in the comic was Captain's boy sidekick. The movie seeks to flip the script on this established relationship, with Steve actually being the bright-eyed young man looking up to Bucky. It's a very nice change of pace from what most comic fans are used to, and it managed to win me over big time. Oh, and while we're on the subject of Bucky, anyone who's already seen the movie and is concerned about Bucky's ultimate fate, all I can say is don't worry, there's plenty of stories left to tell with him. Like every other big Marvel movie, it has its flaws. I felt the pace was a little too fast for its own good. It relied a little too heavily on montages. I also thought Hugo Weaving as the Red Skull really should have been given more to do, or at least given one last evil monologue to really put him over the top as a great movie villain. But I suppose at the end of the day, these are all really small complaints that never cripple the movie in any way. If you've liked any of the other Marvel superhero movies, then you're probably going to end up liking this too, and if you haven't, then I would still probably recommend it to you. It's just different enough that I promise it'll be unlike any other superhero movie you've ever seen. Oh, and one last thing before I go. I'm sure this late in the game we all know, but just like every other big Marvel movie, you're gonna want to stick around till after the credits for the special bonus scene. In the past, I've heard these scenes described as just mini commercials for the Avengers. Well, guess what? At the end of Captain America, we get an actual trailer for the Avengers, and I gotta say, it's pretty special. So, till we meet again, thanks for watching.